Hey friends, what's up? Redneck Game here. Welcome back. Well, not welcome back, but welcome to the very first episode of the logging and construction series I teased about 2 days ago now. And, well, I'm not going to really bullshit it. Let's just hop into it. So this map is the KST map by KST. And it's an incredible roleplay map. We were just getting money. We were getting lunch at the McDonald's, heading up to the job site now. But this map is the KST roleplay map, is what I like to call it. And we got a Smokey right there, so we should probably stop at stop sign here. All good. And the map just has a bunch of features, and it's strictly for logging and construction, stuff like that. So it's a really fantastic map. He did an amazing job with it. Like, they do actually go like 50 miles an hour on the on the highway here, but once they get to this intersection and the other one down there, they actually slow down, so it's a little more realistic, and they won't just ram your vehicle once they approach you. So we were contracted here to log out an area and pick up where the state kind of left off. The state had left off with a bridge semi-built. They had this access bridge right here, which is to be removed upon completion of that bridge. But essentially, we've been contracted out to assist the state with this project. They just ran out of the resources and money, and we offered to help them for a pretty cheap price. And, well, really, like I said, cheap price. That was within their budget, with the deal that all the logs and stuff that we do get out for this job, we can sell and make the profits off of it that way. So that's how we're going to be making our money, basically. And we made about the initial contract is about $500,000, $500,000 to $1 million. That's completely bullshit. But $500,000 is the set contract. I like to say $1 million because that's normally what the job would cost. Just for us to come down here and use all our resources. But since we're being assisted by the state, they're on a very tight budget, and they're willing to pay most of the resources. So, yeah. So this is what we got done so far. We had that forestry clear right here, go down through here after the feller buncher went down. Cleared a path here. That freed up the space for them to put this last pylon in. And, well, now it's up to us to get these trees up the hill right here. We got to excavate this bank right here for a part of a road, an elevated road that's going to be coming up through here, and meeting up to this access road, which is actually going to be turned into an actual public road. So it's basically, you can see what they were trying to do with this project. They just ran out of the funding, and that's why we are here. So let's go ahead and start up the yarder. This is just this is our Caterpillar K25D FM road builder that we have retrofitted to be a yarder, because we don't really need a huge yarder for this job. We normally use skaters, but we definitely needed a yarder for this job. Go ahead and activate the winch, and we'll hook up some logs as I'm talking. But we basically retrofitted that winch and the crane structure there to that excavator, and we're using it as a yarder because the skidder just would not be safe to use on this job. Let's go ahead and hook up here. It's kind of hard to do with no HUD, I'm gonna be honest. There we are. Let's try 4. These 3 are pretty grouped together, so we'll go ahead and do these 3. Perfect. So we don't really have a specific way we had to sort the logs, but we do like to group them when we're bringing them up to the pile. We do try and keep the old pine, or we're now trying to keep the old pine separated from the new pine, just so we can have different loads going out of here. Pretty much is really the only reason. And the way we've been doing the whole log process, I guess you can say, is we use the yarder to bring them up to the landing here. That should be good. Let them settle down there. Put a little tension on, release it there. And we'll go ahead and do that. Perfect. I could go in and one by one and unhook them, but I prefer to just go into the yarder and press a button and they all release. Pretty much. So now that they are up on the landing, we go ahead and hop in our cat skidder here, and we will bring them up to the John Deere yarder. It's not technically a John Deere because FDR doesn't brand his stuff; he just puts FDR. But it's a John Deere. But anyways, we bring the trees up to it, and then we'll go ahead and show you guys the process from there. But yeah, this is the process so far. Normally I don't like doing logging like this. I prefer doing the Ponce, you're using the Ponce Scorpion, but this has actually been really fun. The main reason I didn't like it before is because the like the Feller Bunch mods, the Skitter mods, and mods like the Delimber. This is the first ever Delimber, and it's pretty new. But they were all kind of twitchy to use on a mouse and keyboard, but they've all gotten better. They are very mouse and keyboard friendly now, especially the Delimber. So, if you guys never seen a Delimber, basically what it is, you guys should look it up on YouTube. Delimbers are probably one of the most fascinating things in forestry, if you ask me. I remember seeing it on a TV show a while back on Discovery. Some of you might remember it, American Loggers. But basically what it does is it grabs the it grabs the whole tree, uses this hydraulic boom here. Hang on, we gotta adjust the tree. Okay, it can be a little twitchy. I just shut off the machine, I don't know why. But it picks up the tree, holds it down with the hydraulic clamps, and then the big hydraulic arm that I'm using to bring it in now goes right up the trunk and uses the hydraulic to literally delimb the tree. We gotta back up a little more. It is a pretty tight landing up here though, but that's just how it is. And it's doing it again. There we are. I forgot. I like to do that. That way it holds the tree, and the tree doesn't move once I start using it. There we are. And there we are. So like I said, we're going to start trying to pile the logs differently. I say trying to because it's not a big deal to us, but it is nice to haul them separately, especially when we have a lumber mill in town that likes to take the newer pine and use that for the lumber. They do take some of the old stuff. They market that specifically for old looking furniture. But basically, we want to separate them because the old pine sells for a little more over at the over at the standard sawmill, the one that doesn't use it for planks. It just, well, it uses it for planks. It just, you guys know what I mean. But yeah, this is the process, and like I said, I really enjoy doing it. We do have the Volvo excavator over there, one of them. The other one we have, you probably saw it on the drive up. It's a long arm or a long reach version. We have it down there at the temporary bridge, just doing some maintenance on it, make sure that the berm on it, or the bank on it, is good and is not giving away or anything. Hopefully soon we can pretty much get that access bridge well, removed. And we can just use the bridge that we're building, or that we're helping build. We're mainly the forestry people here. We do some construction, in which you guys will see probably in the future episodes. Let's go ahead and just leave this here for now. And let's get another skid with the yarder. Alright, so that is another skid down and out of the way. I'm calling them skids. I'm not sure what they would actually be called. I don't know that much about modding. Disclaimer if it wasn't already obvious. Pretty much all I know is from watching shows and doing a little bit of research online. I don't know all the terminology, which again, if it wasn't already obvious. But I hope it at least somewhat sounds like I know what I'm talking about. At least a little bit. But nonetheless, we got some new pines to skid up. We do have some old pines here as well. I actually forgot about these. Didn't even see them until just now. Let's go ahead and get these going. There we are. And I can actually make the winch go a little faster there. Perfect. So like I said, once we get the these logs, oh geez. One thing I hate about the winch is that it can, or one thing I hate about the creator tools, I should say, is it conflicts with the winch. Because creator tools, you press Z to speed your walk speed up, but Z is what you use to winch. So every time you hit Z to use this, you're speeding your character up, and you don't always realize it. But yeah, like I was saying earlier, once we get all these up and out of the way, we will be coming down here with the Volvos and removing the stumps. Well, the stumps are going to be done by that beast right there. Just got a few more to do. And then the excavators are going to come in. We're going to be digging out the bank at a decent grade. That way the road can come up right here and meet up. I said that really weird, but meet up with this road. This road is still a little narrow. It's basically just a template of what's to come, essentially. So, yeah, that's the stuff to do still. Like we're gonna have to cut out probably about 5 foot this way along all the roads. At least on one side, or if I was really going to be technical, 2.5 feet on each side, but probably just go out 5 foot on each side. Be a pretty good standard. Let me show you guys what we're working with here. So here is our island. Their goal is basically to make this kind of like a development, essentially, with a little bit of business down here for the trains. Like up here is going to be residential with roundabouts, with a little path to the park or like a camping ground up here. Down here is going to be like the, not industrial, but commercial. Yeah, commercial area. You know, there'll be like some food factories, some businesses, stuff like that. That's about it. But that's what's going to be going down here. Logging is still going to be a big thing here. Like they're basically log trains that are running right now. They'll be switched out in the future for more applicable, I think that's the right word, things. But like, excuse me. I'm so sorry, guys. But like along the shore here, all that's going to stay forest. A lot of this area right here is going to stay forest. A lot of this area is going to stay forest. There's not much deforestation we're doing. We're just making room for houses and roads and basically civilization, because this island obviously is not quite civilized. Let's go ahead and get the skidder and get these pines over to the delimber. And here is our pile so far. We cleared out this area, obviously, for a landing area and work area for these guys. We did clear out this area. This was mainly, once again, a work area pretty much. Just so we can see what's going on. We can let some sunlight onto this hill, because this is one of the muddy hills here. So we want to get sun to it so it can dry up and, well, not dry up, but dry out a little bit at least. That way it's not just a big old mudslide every time it rains and it goes onto the tracks. So that's what we were trying to do there, trying to conserve the hillside. We do have we do have a chipper here, a beast of a chipper, if I may say. We'll probably do some chipping after we process these logs right here, just to vary up the episode. Yeah, this skidder really only likes to do 2, at a max 3 logs. So me trying to take all 4 of the old pines in the last skid was maybe a little bit of a mistake. Can't blame me for trying though. Let me show you guys where our base is for this whole thing. Our base is right here. We even have on-site chip storage. So when we do use the chipper, we can store the chips if we're not selling them. And the reason we are just leaving I could process all these tops again and still get a pretty decent log. It wouldn't be a perfect log, but it'd be a decent log. But the reason I'm not is because we do want to focus on the wood chips as well, because here in this little town, they like to burn the wood chips for energy, which I think is pretty cool. And obviously they send the wood chips out to neighboring facilities for the same reason. They also make paper out of it here, which is something they do pretty much everywhere, but pretty cool. These new pines I do like to double process. That's not at all the correct term, but it's what I'm calling it. But I'll process the tops again. Just because there's so much top, it's almost worth, it's not worth just chipping the whole thing. Especially since we can keep a uniform size by doing it like this. I'm pretty sure, at least. We could go ahead and do that. We'll go ahead and leave this top over here. I'm pretty sure it might be the same size as the old pine now that I think about it. Yeah, no, it's a little bit longer, making it just a little more of a pain to deal with. So that's why we double process it. That one will stay there though, because I'm not fishing that out of the pile. Things can get pretty non-legit if I do that. And like I said, we do get some pretty good logs from processing the tops of these as well. Like so. These tops just go right there because they are shorter. Just to, once again, keep uniformity, make it easier when we're feeding stuff through the chipper. And there we go. And speaking of the chipper, why don't we do some chipping? Let's go ahead and I'll go ahead and get all that set up real quick. Show you guys a little bit about the feller buncher here. I couldn't tell you where I got this particular John Deere feller buncher. It might have been Taylor Farms. If I'm not mistaken, I think that's who I'm thinking of. Don't quote me on it, but I think that's it. I think he did an edit of. God, I couldn't tell you. Excuse me, I'm lying. I follow so much logging pages on Facebook. Like, it's hard to keep up or keep track of everything. Just because I get different log amounts from each site or each page, I should say, on Facebook. All the logging mods are on Facebook. The FDR stuff is on Modland. You guys can look that up. I would say that it's going to be in the description, but I tend to forget stuff for the description. And when I say 10, I mean it's abnormal if I remember something for the description. But yeah, like I can tell you the yarder came from Johnny. The full page name I couldn't tell you. Can't remember it off the top of my head. The Hitachi, once again, I couldn't tell you. I'm so bad with remembering where I get shit. I'm gonna start at the Peterbilt here. Put on the safety lights. Get it set up. We're about just over half full right now. Get in a little closer, then we can lower the belt down. And a little closer than that, I think. There we are. We'll go ahead and get to the operating panel of the chipper. Lower this down just a little bit. There we are. And safety lights. And turn on. Ooh, that's mean. That is just one mean insanity beast. And we got the case 70 or 721 FXR loader here with the log forks here. I really like these log forks because they have the tie down straps. It just keeps the logs in place, especially with the tops. They tend not to stay in a grapple so well, just because they vary in sizes. Like they start off fat, then get skinny, making the clamp not work so well. Let's actually go ahead and remove the delimiter. I don't want to be dropping something on it or smacking it with the tree. There we are. So I hope you guys are enjoying this series so far. This is something I've been wanting to do forever, is a logging series. I've also wanted to do a construction series for the longest time. Just never really had the right map and the inspiration for it. But this map, it just inspired me to kick up this series, and I think it's going to be fun. There's a lot of stuff going to be coming from this map. As you guys know, I use County Line as a roleplay series map right now. That's going to change. I think I'm going to use this map for that as well. Just because it is so cool, there's so much things I can do. Should be fun. See how that feeds through. We might just fill the truck up with this, honestly. Let's see, 66. Are those logs going to go in, or are we going to have to poke it with the stick? Looks like we're going to have to poke it. There we are. And this one too, apparently. There we are. Nope. Oh, I see. It's hung up right here. Don't try this at home. This is very dangerous. There we are. Parted it out of there. Perfect. And that's actually going to fill up the truck, it looks like. If it doesn't, I'd be very impressed. Yep, we're full. So this can stop doing that. There we are. You can turn the lights off and shut it down. Now we have to haul this. We'll haul these over to this main campus, or our base camp. We're hauling this to our company headquarters. That's what I'm trying to say. I just couldn't think of the words. But we'll go ahead and haul over there so you guys can see. So I do love the mud, but I think it gets a little too muddy a little too fast. Like, look at that, we're already completely muddy. So what I like to do is I like to just take the creator tools and add the dirt myself to where I think is a respectful level. Which I think this is pretty good. It's a little dirtier than what it was before we went through. Very tiny bit dirtier, but it is dirtier. So another feature of this map is you can actually raise the water level, so it actually like floods the lower parts. Really cool. So that's what I'm talking about when I say there's so much roleplay possibilities on this map. I'm really excited for it, and I hope you guys are too. There's two of the local trains there, as I play back a yawn. Yeah, those were the two of the local trains. There's a third one. I have that over at the site, I do believe. A little tight here. Don't mind the mess at the shop because, well, it's a mess at the shop basically. Nothing pretty to look at. Basically just from me buying equipment, seeing what I wanted to actually use, what I didn't want to use, and forgetting to sell the ones I didn't want to use. So here is one of the entrances to the main yard, and here we are. We do have a couple fields off to the left and right. Nothing too fancy. We're not really using the fields anyways. But here is our custom wood storage, or wood chip storage. Let's back up on here. And here we are. Very nice. 70,000 liters of wood chips is what we can hold. Beautiful. Perfect, perfect, perfect. We do have an attachment for that. If you saw our back wheels kind of sunk down, we have a little tool you can put there. That it's a wood chipper, and basically you just put it there and it loads straight in. It's pretty awesome. Could be useful if we start storing logs at the main base there. There is one of our log trucks. That's more of like a residential one. If we ever clearing stuff out in a residential area, that's what we'll use. Looks like somebody broke down or something here. Here's the local PD. Very nice. I hear they got an undercover in the barns there. Be cool to see someday. Here's a volunteer division of the fire department here. They mainly keep their brush trucks there. And I think we're going to pull into the Burger King to sign off, because unfortunately that's going to have to do it for this first episode. I've been recording for just about an hour now. 40 minutes. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Just about 40 minutes. It's like 39:50 right now. So, just about 40 minutes of recording. I hope you guys have enjoyed this first episode of the Logging and Construction series. If you guys did enjoy, let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed the video, please like, dislike, comment, subscribe. If you're not subscribed, if you already subscribed, click the bell because they're notified when I upload a no stream. And until next time, I'm the Red Game Runs on the next video. Bye bye.